Scotch, bourbon, and rye. If they like a bottle, they'll tell you why.
Hey everybody, welcome to an all-new Trenny and C. He's Trenny, I'm C, and today we have What's the Best 15-Year-Old Scotch, where we have 4 bottles of 15-year-old Scotch that we are going to pair off. We're going to eliminate 1 Scotch in each round until we have a winner out of the finals, and that winner will move on to the next round of
This is
What's the Best 15-Year-Old Scotch.
Too.
We
have Glenfiddich Solera,
a legend.
a legend in its own mind.
In its own mind,
Glenfarclas 15-year-old, a beautiful sherry cask one.
a legend in my mind.
Yep. Dalwhinnie, or
Yeah.
Dalwhinnie 15-year-old, a nice light Speyside style.
The dark horse.
Yes, really, the underdog. And then the Old Pulteney 15-year-old.
Possibly the favorite.
Maybe the favorite.
The
We'll find
front
out, I
runner.
suppose.
So yeah, really pairing these off against each other and then moving each onto the next round is going to be interesting.
It's a tough one, and we haven't actually discussed any of this. This is kind of like
No,
we're
let's
just gonna
just
go
do
for
it.
it.
Like, are we just doing these two and those two kind of thing?
Sure. That's actually fair in a way because they're like these two are kind of
Stylistically?
I guess we'll see. Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Let's start with those two.
Yeah. So we're gonna have on the outside
Okay.
of our glass range the Glenfarclas 15-year-old.
Okay. All 4 of these.
In the middle will be the Glenfiddich 15-year-old. And some healthy pours.
I probably over poured that.
No, let's do some healthy pours, I think.
Okay. Because we're only doing a small round here, I guess.
Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna get rid of the
I'll put
boxes.
these. No, let's put them in front of you then, because then people will be able to see which bottle's which.
Okay, here we go.
Yes. Did I just do that right?
I moved this to the center because I put Glenfiddich.
You definitely poured in the middle.
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm not sure where I poured.
I definitely poured in the middle. You
Right.
definitely poured on that side.
Okay. Right.
Okay, so let's start with the outside Glenfarclas 15-year-old. Here we go. Oh yeah, that classic
Classic
like,
sherried.
sherried sugar
Sweetness,
plum
yes.
sweetness.
Lovely.
Just on the nose alone, it's really nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go move on to the Glenfiddich 15.
I really like this Glenfiddich 15.
Oh yeah, this is even almost more like brown sugary, and
This one's a little bit more citrusy though.
yeah, it's
Like this one's
they
a
are
little bit more.
significantly different.
They are. This one I have a harder time getting a bit of a nose from the Fiddick, but there it is.
Yeah, you're doing the Fiddick.
And I'm back on the
The
Farkless.
Fiddick's a little bit more scotchy. The Farkless is a little bit more
The Farkless
like-
seems more desserty.
like
a
more
dessert whiskey.
raisin and
Yeah.
which is
But
nice.
This one
I
has a
really like
nice
it.
zest and freshness to it, really.
The Glenfiddich.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're both.
They're both
they
really
both have
excellently made.
respectable noses.
Okay, we haven't tasted it yet, so let's move on to the tasting round.
Let's taste the Farkless on the outside.
Okay, here we
Inside,
go.
outside, whatever.
Really sweet, really well made.
Lovely, kind of like it even has some. Like it has some bold flavors, but it has some like vanillas in it even too. It has like that sherried, plummy fig kind of thing going on, but it
Yeah, a
also
little
has
bit
like,
biscuity.
but it also has like the softer notes too.
Really good. I'm gonna rinse my mouth out here. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to first round.
Oh, okay.
First round, I'm gonna just go
Let's
for it.
not.
Okay, here we go. The middle is Glenfiddich 15. Wow, that's like pretty damn
That's
good too.
good too. Ugh.
I'm finding this harder than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I thought there
Because-
would be a clear winner here.
In my mind, I always think Glenfiddich is like the one to push to the side. I'm not
Right,
gonna lie.
oh, it's just so
it's like,
pedestrian.
whatever. It's usually like apple and whatever.
That's
This
effing
is
good
pretty
though.
fucking good.
What's the percentages on these? Glenfiddich was 40.
And this is 46.
Interesting. That I think the 40 lends to the drinkability of it.
For sure, and it's just kind of interesting to think like what this could be if it was boosted up,
Right.
even just 3%. You know.
Right. Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna try the Glenfiddich one more time. All right, I'll go with you. I'll go with the Glenfarclas. That's so good too. I don't know. I'm actually torn on this one a little bit.
I was until that last sip.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm ready.
This is hard for me.
I know. Well, me too. They're
What happens
both
if
really
we're
good.
different?
I don't know. Let's just hope we're not.
Cross that bridge. 1, 2, 3.
Farkless.
Glenfiddich.
Okay, we're already torn in the first round. Okay, what we're gonna have to do? We're gonna have to repair them off.
So was it that last sip? You were like, "Oh, this is so good." Then you try that again. And you're
Yeah.
like, oh shit,
Yeah.
okay, it's good.
But they're both
I
really
feel like I
good.
thought that too, though. But I was like, in my mind, I'm like, well, Fiddich's the underdog.
Yeah, fair enough. I know what you mean. Like it could go either way. It could easily go either way.
Okay, well, I guess let's pause game between these two
Okay.
and move them.
Yeah.
Try the other ones. Whoever wins.
Then maybe do all 3 bottles.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a new format
So they're
altogether.
both moving on to the finals.
They are.
Really?
They
Okay,
kind
let's
of
go.
tied.
Yeah, let's go. Okay.
Let's do it. Okay, here we are, round 2.
Mhm.
Bite! What we were kind of just thinking is interesting that sometimes when you
Yeah, careful.
drink a whiskey, it depends on the day.
Yeah, sure. I'll go outside with the Pulteney.
Okay, inside. Half decent little dram.
Yeah. Yeah, you may be feeling a certain way.
So, yeah, I mean, with that last round there, they're so close. Like, they're different
Yeah.
drams, 100%.
Oh,
but
super different, but super delicious.
very good. Yeah,
You okay?
both very good. Okay. You're coating your glass first, I see. I'll do the same. What one are you trying first?
We've got freshly cleaned off glasses. So.
Yeah, and fresh rinsed mouths, by the way.
for sure. Let's go in the inside. Let's do Dalwhinnie first.
Dalwhinnie first. Okay, on the nose.
And this one is 43%.
43. It's got an okay number there on the percentage, and 15 years, obviously.
It has a nice citrusy light.
It's citrus. Yeah, it's very like the Space Side style that you know.
Yeah.
You know,
Like traditional lighter,
kind of grainy.
almost
A little bit grassy.
caramelly though.
Yep. There's a little bit of a grassy feel to it.
Okay. Should we give it a sip or
A little bit
just
honey.
a nose?
Let's just do the nose first.
Okay.
A little bit of honey.
Into the Pulteney. Pulteney traditionally has a tough nose to pull out.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Oh, I'm
Well,
getting it right away though.
The nose is, I'd say, better still.
It's pastel-y and like,
Yeah, it's like that. It's
Floral.
like pencil shavings.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Fresh
Okay.
pencil shavings. That's a good call.
I like that. Okay, let's taste the Dalwhinnie.
Here we go. On the taste.
Oh, big honey. Like really honeyed.
Big honey. Honey boo boo.
That's what I call my girl, Big Honey. Big Honey, pass me a bag of chips. Okay.
Right.
But yeah, there's a lot of that, not as much effervescence. It's kind of calm and a little flat, maybe.
It is light and mild, but heavy on the honey.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of a
I call her Heavy
Big-
Honey, too.
big honey is a little heavy,
Yeah.
and but it has some herbal kind of notes
Yeah.
to it as well. It's good.
It is good.
It's
I think
pleasant.
I think Dalwhinnie's an interesting one because this is kind of like their signature one, and it's rare for a 15 to be their
Normally you're
mainstay. You know?
like a 12 kind of range.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool, and you don't really see other Dalwhinnies. Like there's not many like single barrels or anything like that.
Yeah,
you know?
it's like the range it's not a vast range.
Yeah. So but what they do well.
It's the staple. For
Okay,
sure.
here we go. Moving on to the Old Pulteney.
And there's your winner.
And we are moving this one to the side. No, honestly,
That was quick.
the flavor is so much more. So much more. It's amazing.
That's a delicious flavor.
That is good.
The Old Pulteney's flavor was like in the first round. Those two were very comparable, different but very comparable. Here, not comparable.
No,
not at all.
I think the flavors. If we're going to talk about the flavor a little bit, the nose, like we said, isn't so in your face.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as you taste the stuff, it kind of puts everything else to shame. It's delicious.
It's really putting this bottle into perspective for me.
Yeah.
Like whereas before I was like trying it on its own, you're like, okay, yeah, it seems good. Trying it against another bottle, it's like, yeah, that's just like distinctly better.
And potentially now up against 3 bottles.
Yeah.
So I think one flavor note I just got out of this that I haven't really been able to pinpoint before is like mandarin orange. It's like a kind of like the citrus is a little bit orangey. Anyway, I think we can fairly say we're gonna move these ahead.
Old Pulteney going to the finals against the it could be the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you in a minute.
Okay, so
here we are in the finals. This is the
round.
finals. What's the best 15-year-old Scotch? Part 1.
We've never had a round like this before because
No.
we've never had 3 in the finals.
No.
So, in the left corner, you have the Glenfiddich Solera. That means it has been tons of... bless you.
Okay, thank you.
We've had, in the Solera, essentially means that it's tons of different 15-year-olds put in there over the years.
Right.
And it's aged and whatever. The Glenfarclas family-owned 15-year-old. And the Old Pulteney 15-year-old, which is just... Fuck. Sorry.
Sorry for interrupting.
Have we interrupted you?
Carry on.
So I think what we'll do is... This makes things complicated. I'm going to put things in a triangle.
Here you go. Oh, you're going to make it less complicated.
Way less
Make it a
complicated.
triangle.
Exactly. I'm going to go like this.
Oh, wow. Look at
Right?
that. That's smart.
Okay, so we're going to have Glenfarclas in the front
Okay.
on both.
I'll put Pulteney in the big glasses.
In big glasses? That doesn't represent the triangle, though.
Sure it does.
No, because
My triangle.
That would be over here, yeah? Do?
No.
Do?
Then you just need to move yours like that.
There we go.
Because it looks like my triangle already.
It's perfect. It's really perfect. Okay, and then the Glenfiddich on the your left. Your
Yes.
left. Your left back, actually.
Your left, my right.
Okay. So,
Oh.
this is going to be a tough one because we have already determined that these two came into a tiebreaker.
So I think we should go. Let's taste the Farkless first, then the Pulteney,
Yeah,
and then
I agree.
the Solera.
Because we all know Pulteney is pretty damn good.
It's very distinctively different than the other two. Though.
Correct. Okay, let's go.
It'll split them up.
Glenfarclas, here we go. On the nose. We've determined, but it's really sweet. Lots of plum, lots of fig, lots
Like a
of...
sweet sherry bomb.
Yeah, it's nice.
Just-
Okay,
It smells delicious.
it does. Flavor. The 46% really does actually push this one over the top.
So nice.
Yeah.
That's so drinkable. Just
That's
nice
what you want to bring
flavors,
out.
a nice sweetness, a nice like honey, like some herbal notes to it, like vanillas. Like that's
It's
a
good.
real good drinker.
I'm gonna have a sip of the water.
A little water around.
And now we move on to the
Pulteney.
Old Pulteney. Okay.
Booming with those floral,
Quality, really, is the thing.
sweet and salty.
Totally. Sweet, salty. There's a little bit of sour, kind of like lime rimmed salt. And like,
Okay.
delicious.
Yeah. It's great.
Okay. I'm going to do a
Mouth
water round
cleanse.
again.
Mouth cleanse.
Okay, let's try the Glenfiddich now.
Fiddick.
Last but not least, on the nose. Oh, it's very like apple.
You know what? After tasting the first two, I think this one's a lot milder. It's a lot harder to pull out flavors from it. To me, it's a distinct third.
I think you're right, because the one thing that could pull this together a little bit more is a higher percentage and maybe a bit more on like the sherry notes.
Yeah, it doesn't it kind of fizzles next to the other two. Like
the
when
thing
you really,
that you don't like about Glenfiddich in the 12-year-old is how appley it is.
right,
And I think that's it,
like one dimensional.
Yeah, it kind of carries through on this one. And it is good. You know, it's a fantastic whiskey.
It is good. But you know what? Just having that Old Pulteney in there to break the two of them up.
Yeah, I agree.
It made it clear.
We're moving Glenfiddich to the loser round. You can put that beside you there. I'm still going to crush it right now.
We should probably just crush that down.
You don't want to crush it down?
Yeah. Cheers. Alright, put mine over there with you. There you go. Okay, so we now have Old Pulteney versus Glenfarclas 15. Almost predictable.
Well, I know already.
I have a palate cleanse.
Okay, you know what? I will say something that's kind of interesting looking in these two glasses here. I don't know if you can tell from where you're sitting over there in the audience, but
Color-wise.
Look at that color. This is so light.
Very light spirit.
The Old Pulteney is a very light spirit, and the Glenfarclas does not claim anything about non-chill filter or non-color added.
No.
So, I think... Sorry, I should have finished my sentence before.
You think what?
I think this kind of shows, like, right away the difference in potential quality. And that doesn't necessarily, like... The dark color is essentially a trick if it's color added.
They claim to be, from what our comment section is,
Yeah.
it claims to be no color added.
And
So
if so, that's amazing.
it could
That's
be
great.
straight
I
up.
mean, because 15 years in a bottle or in a barrel is a long time. So it's going to affect it differently. Especially this clearly uses Oloroso sherry. You know, so there's some sherry aspects
so
to it.
that's
So
gonna boost
the
it.
color
Like,
is going to come out of that.
You cannot judge a whiskey by its color.
It's true.
That's been proven.
On the side of, well, to the same point is the fact that sometimes you might think this, because it's darker in color, it has more flavor.
Right.
But you go back to this Old Pulteney, just like, say, like an Ardbeg 10-year-old, it almost looks like water.
Like Lefroy 1994.
Yeah, like very light
The
in
best
color.
whiskey of all time.
The best whiskey I've ever tasted. But
Looked like water.
very light in color, and it's almost the biggest, boldest flavor.
It just might not have so much char on it, or it might not have so much sherry on it.
Right.
Like whatever
they may
whatever
not
that
have-
thing is that's causing that color, right? Like,
Exactly. And so it doesn't necessarily, like... finishing a whiskey in a different style barrel is a great idea, but only if it works well for that whiskey.
For sure.
Which, Glenfarclas, it does.
It does.
But, when you're comparing it to Old Pulteney,
Well, let's go.
let's do it. Let's try the Old Pulteney. Yeah.
It's the heavily savory flavors. Like,
it's so different. It's unique. You can only find Old Pulteney flavors in an Old Pulteney.
It is a whiskey where you could blind taste it and be like, that's Old Pulteney.
Yeah, for sure.
I maybe don't know what expression, but that's Old Pulteney.
I'm gonna have a little sip of the Glenfarclas here.
For sure.
And that's drinkable all day long. That's like
it's
delicious. It's refreshing.
Almost. It's delicious. It's fantastic.
Okay, now up against no water added. Okay, I've made my decision.
I think we both made our decision.
Let's do it.
3, 2, 1. Old
Pulteney.
You know, we picked Old Pulteney 12 for the round of what's the best 12-year-old. I mean, Old Pulteney is clearly just putting out a dominant product right now. Glenfarclas is great, and I think Glenfarclas did well in that 12-year-old round as well.
For sure.
They might have been even been in the finals. I don't remember.
I cannot remember either, but I think you're right, actually.
And Glenfarclas is great too. It's just a matter of...
It's actually a matter of preference, I think, because like it's hard pressed to be like one's better technically,
right?
Because this is just such a different. They're just different from each other. But
this is just more traditional, and this is a little bit more like unique.
Yeah.
It's uniquely its own.
It's a little bit more in your face with being different.
Yeah,
and I like that about it.
Well, hey, cheers.
Okay, Old Pulteney.
There we go. We'll see you at the next round of what's the best 15-year-old Scotch.
Cheers.
Wow! Too much. I'm out of Scotch. You're out.